Hey guys, it's Carlene here from the Self-Published Connection. Follow me as I run through designing a quick publishing checklist. It's a checklist to help self-published authors uh, go through the different steps that are necessary for the publishing process. So follow me as I go. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here. I do almost all my design. Well, I do all my designs in Canva here. So I am showing my screen. I don't know if you guys can see it. It is a little small, but I guess maybe that will help somewhat. All right, so starting off simple, I'm just gonna I'm following a outline here that I have. I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but just to start off, publishing checklist, like literally. So just put in the heading here. Ensure that this box that I'm using is in center. When you scroll here, you see the purple lines. So these are the safe zones, and the one in the middle is showing that the box is centered on the page. All right, so that's the first thing. Then I'm gonna put on some borders here. I'm gonna make the borders a little bit thinner. Bring it down to, I think a 3 can work. And I am going to remove the color because it's just a box for the heading. So I'm going to put on some text. I'm going to go ahead and jump title. Just include a title here. Sprouting publishing checklist. All right, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so that it can fit inside the box. And as you can see, the purple line in the center is showing that it's centered. And there's another faded line here where it's a dashed line. So it's showing you that the title is centered in the box horizontally and vertically. All right, so you can go ahead and change your font. Let me see here. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but you can just play around with it and you choose whichever font you think is best. That one's a little bit too small for what I have. Anton, one of my favorites. We can work with Anton for now. Of course, you can play around and choose whichever font you prefer. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do based on my list here is to have section 1 pre-publishing steps. All right, so I'm just going to use the same thing here and go ahead and write pre-publishing steps. So even though it's a checklist, I'm going to do some of the sections a little bit different because I want to leave some spaces for individuals to put information if they need to. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do here is finalize and proofread manuscripts. So that I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this. Of course, I'm going to change the font on this because I'm not using the same font for each area. So the heading fonts are going to be different than the body fonts. So finalize and proofread. Oh, sorry. It's not typing in the box there. Finalize and proofread manuscripts. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and change the font from Anton. Let me see, DM Sans. Glacial Indifference. I'm just going to go ahead with Glacial Indifference for now. So I'm going to make it a little smaller. You can either do this to increase or decrease the font size, or you can go up here and you can just type in the size that you want the font to be at. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger just because. All right, so now for me to make the checklist. Of course, you can go here in Canva and you search for checkbox, and you will see a number of checkboxes that comes up. See them here, but I just like to just go and do rectangle. Minimize it, just make it my own. Put a border around it, make it thin, bring it down to a 1. Get rid of the color. Sorry, I clicked accidentally on the list over there. But yeah, back to here. Get rid of the color. And that's my checkbox right there. So I place it beside here. So final line, I can make this a little bit smaller as well. Doesn't have to be very big. You have the first checkbox on the list. You can go ahead and just duplicate this, bring it down to here. You duplicate this, and you bring the text in book title and subtitle confirmed. Okay. Alrighty, so book title, subtitle confirmed. All right, so I'm using this here, book title and subtitle confirmed. Of course, it's just a regular checklist. You can go ahead and check it. But what I wanted to do was to do another rectangle here. Another rectangle here. I'm just going to do another rectangle here where the persons can put the title and the subtitle of their books. Again, I'm going to get rid of the color. And I'm just going to go with a line. Center this line here. In the middle. Make the line a little bit thinner. Right, so I'm going to just use the same box here and go say book title. Right, so book title. Leave everything there. Put colon. So you have them put the book title here, and then clear out this, and you can put the subtitle here. Okay, so they can put the book title in this box and the subtitle. They can just write that in right there. All right, so go ahead and create another checkbox. When you see this, it shows you that it's in line with the boxes that are above it. So I'm just going to bring it on a little bit. Space. The next thing I have on my list is ISBN acquired, okay? And this is if an ISBN is required. So like for high content books, of course, you know, ISBNs are for like, again, I'm not typing inside the box. For like journals, notebooks, probably even coloring books, will not need an ISBN. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that to align it. Bring this down a little bit. Yep. Ooh. My mouse sometimes does crazy stuff. Alrighty. So again, as I did here, I'm just going to duplicate this box. Make it a little bit smaller because you won't need as much space for the ISBN. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate that and just leave the clue for the authors to type in their ISBN here. Okay. So they can put their ISBN in that section. We'll type or write in, whichever way. Because this can be a digital download or it can be printed out. So I'm going to duplicate that. Sometimes when the things are too close together, it gives you a little bit of an issue to select them. But nevertheless, I did that. The next thing I have on it is book formatted for ebook and print. So again, copy you, will duplicate you. Book formatted for longer here. So there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and put some clues in here. So the book for ebook, it needs to be either in EPUB, Mobi, or KPF for Amazon. Amazon is actually moving away from Mobi, so it's best to use either EPUB or KPF if you're going to be doing an ebook on Amazon. And KPF is a Kindle version of an ebook, so you can use their actual Kindle Create platform to upload your contents, your Word document, and it will help you to format the ebook. And when you download, it will be automatically in an ebook file. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and do another little box here instead of doing it in the beside it. I'm just going to do something like this here. Group that and then duplicate it. Ungroup it just to change the thing. You say ebook format. Let's extend that colon here. Ebook format. You want to say what the ebook format is, whether it's EPUB or KPF. And for this print format, you can say here for print format for Amazon, you can either use a Word doc or a PDF. I recommend PDF, of course. So you can say what version it is in here. So whether it is in an ebook, whether it is in PDF, sorry, or Word document, Word format. So moving on to the next checkbox. The next one on the list is professional book cover design. So I'm just going to go ahead and give them the checkbox here. Again, duplicate, so on and so forth. You can, I'm not going to say professional book cover design because you can design your own book cover based on your skill set, and you may not say that you're a professional. So just, go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to work on this checklist, and I'll give you an update as to where I'm at in a few. I'll be right back. Okay, so just moving on to the following sections. So here I am, cover design, check, back cover blurb, author bio, and that is the end of, oh no. All right, so publishing platform is gonna be the next one. And what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do publishing platform. I'm going to just leave a small box here like I did with the ISBN. Group down here, just for you to say, okay, which platform did you choose? Which platform did you actually choose? You can write the platform that you chose there. And that is it for the first section. I'm going to go ahead and put in some examples of the platforms here. So you have Amazon, ADP, Ingram, Spark, Draft 2, Digital, Blue, and so on. Okay. Just gonna go ahead and mark it here. There you go. All right, so you can just decide on whichever one of the platforms that you want to choose, and you go ahead and you select. the platform. You write the platform here that you chose. All right, so next, moving on to the second thing. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. So this is the second section. What if I should just do this as a one-pager so that each page will be on a different, each section would be on a different page, but we'll see how that goes. The next section is publishing steps. So that's pre-publishing was the first one. Now we're doing the publishing steps, okay? And we're on here. We just go ahead and duplicate that. First thing is select book categories and keywords. So I'm also going to put a box for you to list your categories and a box for you to list your keywords. I'm just going to move this over so it's good. And I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate that box. But it may be a little bit off and all right on top of the just safe zone here. But I can bring it a little bit down because we're not publishing this on Amazon. Or I can bring this up a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. So you have a box for your categories. Duplicate. I'm just going to put the keywords box on a different page. All right, so you put your categories here, and I'm going to provide a line. That so you can write your categories on the line. So minimize this. It says it's at 0, but I'm not seeing it at 0 right now. Right. When this gives me an issue, what I do is to just, normally if I'm having an issue with straightening it, I'll just go ahead and put it on a different page. All right, so bring it back here. So you have your categories. Category 1, category 2. All right, so I need a little bit more space. So I may need to just go ahead and put it in a, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and just grab all of these. Slide them right down here because I need more space for the categories. So on Amazon, you can select up to 3 categories. You can always write to them and request additional categories to be added, but they offer you 3 categories up front. So what I'm going to do is to, as you see, these lines are not equally spaced. So I'm just going to bring them out a little bit more, vertically align them, and group it so that they don't shift all around. And then now I'm going to go ahead and use the same text box to put a number. So this will be number 1. This will be number 2. And then number 3. All right, so that's number 1, number 2, and number 3. And I don't think they're properly aligned. So let me just vertically and horizontally align them, tidy them up, and group them so that they don't, oh, yeah, this looks like me. Because number 1 is in a box that, oh, so let me bring it out, bring out the space. Let me enlarge it here just to make sure that it seems aligned. Alrighty, there you go. I'm gonna get these over a bit. Straight down. All right, so persons will have enough space to put their categories. They can just write them out here. I am going to group this and copy. If you copy something and you paste it on the next page, it's likely to go into the same position that it was at on a different page. So now you're seeing that I need to bring these down a bit so that they're not clashing with the title. All right, so this is for the categories. I'm going to actually go ahead and do another box here for keywords. For keywords. All right, so for Amazon, Amazon allows I think that's what I'm going to do. It allows for you to create, they allow a seven keyword box section on the platform. I'm just going to give you enough space to write in your, well, 7 keywords. Type there. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So you don't necessarily have, you can put more than 7 keywords. You can put more than 7 keywords in the boxes. So I'm just going to go ahead and group these, but I'm giving you 7 lines so that you can use them to put in your keywords. So on each line you can write multiple keywords based on how long they are, because you may have long form or long tail keywords versus short, one word keywords. So you can use this box to just create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. So I'm giving you 7 lines that you can document your keywords here. All right, so moving on to the next area, upload the manuscript on the platform. So checkbox, look at you, put it down here, look at you. The next step you would need is to upload. Upload scripts. So this is just a checkbox. Moving on to the other checkbox. And the next thing is review digital proof. You will go through and ensure that you review it, because Amazon will give you, well, I'm speaking of Amazon, but not only Amazon, Lulu also gives you the option for you to view what the book will look like before you hit publish. I'm not okay with Ingram Spark and Draft Digital, but that's something that you can look into. Digital proof. As a matter of fact, on Amazon, you cannot move forward unless you approve the digital proof. You have to review and approve the digital proof in order for you to move on to the next page in publishing. The next one is set book pricing and royalty options. Okay. Again, I'm going to give you another box here that you can utilize to say, okay, this is what my price is. This is what the print price is. This is what my royalties is going to be. And you can also do expanded distribution on Amazon. Or if you prefer, you do expanded distribution on Ingram Spark. So set book price and royalty options. Set book pricing and all right, so on Amazon for a print book, you don't really set the royalty option for that because it's an automatic thing, 60-40 split after they remove the print cost. But for ebooks, you can select whether you're going to receive a 35% royalty or a 70% royalty. With a 35% royalty, you can put your book from, I think, 99 cents up to $250. And for the 70% royalty, you can go with 99 cents up to $9.99. I think. I can double check that for you though. Yeah, that's what it is. As a matter of, yeah, that's what it is. Set book pricing and royalty options. I'm just gonna go ahead and borrow this here. I don't know if I want to keep the box with it, but on the line, should I keep the box going? Let's go with it. On the line here, I'm going to go ahead and let me just ungroup these. As you can see, it's all the way down to the bottom of the page. And I'm just realizing, guys, that this is an A4 size, so I'm gonna have to resize this option. All right, so with Canva, you can resize your canvas to a different size, but this is only on the Pro version, and I'm using the Pro version. You can see the little brown here, so I'm using the Pro version. So I'm gonna go ahead and do custom size. I'm gonna go inches. I'm gonna go 8.5 by 11. And I'm gonna just resize this design instead of doing two different versions of it. So it's gonna be a little thrown off, so I may have to readjust some of the things, but nevertheless, it is quite easy to resize your document on Canva. It is a little off, right? So what I'm gonna do is to just resize these boxes here. Did I do this? Yes, I did. So just bringing you down a bit. I'm just highlighting all of these, stretching them out a bit on the page here, centering them on the page. I'm going to also give them a little bit more space. I think I'm going to give them a little bit more space here. Group those. I like to group my things when I'm working so that when I move anything, they're still in alignment with each other. I hate to have to move something and have to be realigning it with its counterpart, so to speak. So I just kind of group each element with the other. So the checkbox is grouped with the title or its corresponding information. Group them. All right, so I'm just gonna drag this down a bit. So I'm giving everything some more space so it's not so crowded. Try my best to realign everything on the document. Yeah. One of the things I like with Canva is that it gives you these purple lines to help you see, to help you align everything. So this is the first page, the pre-publishing steps. So let's see if everything is pretty much aligned with each other. There we go. Nope, not everything's aligned. As I can see here, you are off. You're supposed to be. There you go. And you are a little bit off as well. Here. Good. I'm going to go ahead and just grab everything and bring them on a little bit off the topic of the head of the title or the subtitle. I'm not sure if it's centered, but you can always go. Oh, that's everything up. Sorry. Let me just go ahead and center it here. Because the boxes or each element is a different size, if you center it's going to shift everything because they're not actually grouped. If I group them and centered it, then everything will be great. But I'm not grouping everything right now because if I have to make a change to something and I ungroup it, then everything is going to be ungrouped. All right, so back to the second page here. I have to have multiple pages for this one. That's what I'm seeing. No worries. Let me down a bit. I'm going to go ahead and borrow you. Place it right back in the same spot. All right, so this is going to be print costs, or maybe I should say retail price. Retail price. So the retail price is what you want to sell your book for, or sell the price that you want to sell your book at. Print price, or cost, I should say. And I'm going to go with royalty rate. So this is how much royalty you will receive. And if you want to go with expanded distribution, just so you know, expanded distribution rate does not apply to notebooks, journals, planners. They no longer offer expanded distribution for those. They only do it for coloring books and other high content books, maybe activity books, etc. So I'm just going to move this last line here. Let's drag this down. All right, so you can just write the rate. So the retail price, what you want to sell it at, the print cost, how much Amazon's going to charge you to print it, the royalty rate, how much you're going to earn on each book, and expanded distribution rate, how much you're going to earn through expanded distribution on each book. So that is that for this page. I am just going to duplicate this page here. So I'm having a third page looking exactly like that one. I'm just going to change some of the elements here because we're doing the rest of the topics are on the publishing steps. The last two is, oh, okay. I'm gonna have to make it work up here. For the last two, which is optional, and publish your book. So those are those checkboxes. So I don't need an entire new page for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this up a bit. Checkbox. This is for the proof. Optional. The proof copy ordering is optional. I mean, you sometimes, I guess you may want to see what the book looks like before it actually goes live on Amazon. So when you order the proof copy, you'll get a version of it that you're able to look at the pages to see how it will print out, how it will actually look when a customer gets it. So you get that proof copy so you can look at it, but you don't have to get a proof copy. You can just, if you feel confident enough in what you did, you can just go ahead and publish. All right, so I'm gonna have to just minimize the space on these. Let me just group them. So I can just add the last line without having to go to another page. And just keep it here. And keep you here. Oops. Ungroup you. So, book published. Yay! So let me just look at the second page here to see if everything's kind of in alignment. Oh, it's looking a little tight right here, so I'm gonna make some adjustments to this. Yeah, just make some adjustments to this. This a bit. This needs to be that wide from the other one. This up. Move you up. It, yeah, I think this works. Yeah, I can go with this. All right, so the third page is about the post publishing and marketing. So post publishing and marketing steps. All right, so this step or this section of the checklist is like 6 areas to look at. One says announce book launch, set up Amazon author page, request book reviews from readers, run promotions, consider paid ads, plan ongoing marketing efforts. 6 sections. I'm just going to go ahead and do up this section here. I won't be talking much in this part. All right. Okay, so that is it. That is it for the publishing checklist. I mean, of course, it's plain blah. So I may, ooh, I left this part on here. So these clearly seem to be all over the place and not aligned with each other. Let me see if I can get these aligned. Look like they're in the right place with each other. Hi. So I'm just gonna try and see. Yeah, let's see here. So this I know I'm aligning you guys along the edge of the book here. Edge of the page. So you're all not talking. So seem to be aligned. These are all 3 pages of the publishing checklist. So nice and okay. Oh, it looks a little blah, a little boring. Let's try to make it look a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of design in essential, but it's not necessary for me to do this part. So let me just pause the recording here. Okay, guys. Alrighty. So just add a few little embellishments on the pages. Thinking about maybe I need to put a border around it to keep it a little bit more tight. I don't know. Just need blank page. Let me see. Let's grab this first one. Let's put it. Okay, and I'm just going to drag it all the way. Where is it now? I mean, to move those elements, center and middle. To back. And again. Well, smaller. Inside. Inside. So, let's do that inside the border. Let me see if this looks better. Yeah, I think I prefer it with the border. It's definitely. Oh, oh. Yes, I think I prefer it with a border around it, so I'm just gonna do the same for the other pages. I need to make it a little bit smaller. I don't know if persons, printers may, if their printers are printing borderless, so it may cut off something. I guess, it does. This can live with it, right? Let's print. Okay. To the back. center middle. So here, there. So fit R, and I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste to back. Just grab you and bring it. Right. And with all 3 pages done. Most definitely prefer it with the border. Definitely. So this is just my rendition of a publishing checklist. Of course, others may not want to do this much, or what this is my idea of what a publishing checklist would cover. So that persons will have enough space to write the book title, subtitle, ISBN, what format is the ebook in, whether it's KPF, EPUB, MOBI, the print format, whether it's Word or PDF, the platform, whether you choose Amazon KDP, Ingram, Digital, Lulu, or all of the above. You can just write it in the box. On here, you select your 3 categories on Amazon and you write them in. Your keywords, I didn't put any numbers on here because you can write multiple keywords, but I did give you 7 lines to mimic the 7 keyword boxes that are on Amazon. And here you write your retail price, print costs, royalty rate, expanded distribution rate if you decided to go that way. And on this page, again, it's not a lot, just a checklist for this one. Announce book on social media. I guess maybe you can expand it to say whether you have Facebook, etc., etc. That's something I can think about, but for now, this is how I'm going to leave this publishing checklist. This is something that I will have for free. So I will drop it down below, and you can just download the publishing checklist to use for yourself. Alrighty, so that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share. Thank you so much. Bye.